Richard was telling Gary how he went to see Cheech and Chong at Radio City Music Hall this weekend.
Oh.
He said they were real good, but everybody's smoking weed at Radio City Music Hall. And I think about Radio City Music Hall here in New York. I used to go there with my parents as a kid, and it was like I had to get dressed up to go to Radio City Music Hall to see a movie.
Yeah.
Because... Whoops.
Well, now that ruined the story.
They had the Rockettes, and it was like the big Christmas shows. And
yeah, there used to be a show before the movie, right?
Right. It was weird. You'd sit down for a movie, and then the Rockettes would come out and various acts. And then you'd
spend the whole day.
Like my parents would take me to see like Thoroughly Modern Millie at Radio City Music Hall, and we'd get all dressed up.
But what did all that other stuff have to do with Thoroughly Modern Millie? Nothing.
It was just weird. You got real value. And my dad would take us to Tad's beforehand, which was a $1.19 steak and potato. All pretty much, like, it was steak and potato, $1.19, Tad's. And it was good.
Really?
I mean, it was real good.
I've never been to a Tad's.
Oh, my God. And then we'd go to Radio City Music Hall, and, of course, I'd be uncomfortable with gas because I ate so much at Tad's, and... my dad would just tell me to lift up on one cheek and let it out because I'd be whining and squirming in my chair. And I can't pee in a restroom around other men, so I'd have to be holding in my pee, and I had gas.
Sounds miserable.
I just remember having a horrible time, and my father going, you should just, look, no one will know it's you. Pick up on one cheek and let the air out. And I said, no, they'll know. Shut up. Then he'd get annoyed, and because I was uncomfortable, and he just wanted me to fart, and I couldn't. Then he took me in the aisle to fart.
Right.
And he goes, now stand here. No one will know it's you. I go, they'll know. No, they won't. And sure enough, I couldn't fart, and I'd be all bound up. And I couldn't pee or...
Did you go to the restroom and not be able to pee?
Yeah, my dad would go with me. That was worse. And I was like, oh, my cock's so small. And not Radio City Music Hall, but a lot of places my dad would take me to pee in public had those. Looked like a bathtub in the middle of the room, and you had to pee in front of other guys.
Why is that? Why do guys have to pee in a trough?
I don't know, but
that
it was like
weird.
I couldn't do it.
You know what?
Did you ever do that?
Place.
Yeah.
And were you able to urinate?
Yeah, I never had an issue with that.
Do they always come, like, in the middle of the room?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could stand across from a guy?
Yeah.
Well,
imagine a round tub with, like, a bunch of guys standing around and pissing.
That's ridiculous.
And I would just say to my dad, and I had to pee so bad, and I'd go to my dad. When we walk in and I'd see that, all of a sudden I'd go, I don't really have to pee. He goes, I brought you here. We stopped the car so you could pee. Go ahead. And my father would whip out his cock and piss, and it was no big deal. And I'd be like, oh, no, what do I do?
Did you ever see do you remember seeing your father's penis ever?
Yeah, a lot of times.
Did you see your dad's?
What'd you say?
Did he have a big penis?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he had a nice sized cock.
Did you see your father's penis, Artie?
I don't know if I ever saw my father. No, I don't remember ever seeing my father.
My dad's pretty thick. He's got like a...
Thick, he's got girth.
Well, you know what?
Girth.
I take that back. I saw it all throughout him being hurt. Because I used to change him.
Yeah, but by then it was probably
with a catheter in him.
Right,
it was just too sad to look at your dad's cock.
No, I know that wasn't. But now I'm thinking, I saw it for years that way. But no, maybe one time, like, walking in the bathroom.
You didn't go to the bathroom with your dad like Howard's talking about.
Well, I used to think my dad's penis so big, but now I realize I was a little kid. Every dad's penis, like my penis would look big to a kid, maybe. Although maybe all the hair.
You're not sure, though.
Although my penis looks like a little kid's penis. It really does. It's just got a lot of hair.
But you must have girth, too.
It looks like a... No.
Oh,
mine's very skinny. It looks like
That's not true.
Yeah. It looks like a little egg sitting in a nest.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when you're ready to use it. It must be.
Oh, then I grow tremendously.
Both
12
girth
inches.
and length.
It's okay. It's not bad. I mean, it'll get the job done. I don't know about on you, but
Howard,
other women it might.
All these years, I mean, let's just see your cock. You've talked about it for so long.
Sure.
Just whip it out.
I'm embarrassed. Sorry.
But, see, there's another thing, too, Richard, is that, like, that tape, like, nowadays, YouTube, like, all this shit of you here is going to be, it's going to haunt you forever.
You make him happy. You mean I'll be immortalized? Thank you.
All right, well, maybe he's happy. You should be happy.
Sal used to have to hold his grandfather's penis when he took a piss, which is really weird. No wonder Sal's so fucked up.
Yeah, what were they doing in that family?
I've seen my dad's a lot when I was a kid just because he'd never lock the bathroom door. I'd walk in and he'd be pissing. And he's uncircumcised, and he's pretty big.
Why did he get you circumcised?
I think it got trendier in the 70s and 80s.
Clearly your family is a trendy family.
Sal, why were you holding your grandpa's dick?
He was in World War II, and he busted his leg, and my grandmother died before him.
Oh.
And I lived down the block from him, so I would come and run errands for him, get him apple pie and cigarettes and stuff like that. So he really couldn't get up well, and he used to hide a coffee jar underneath his couch. And it got to the point where he was so ill in the end, I'd have to help him up to stand on his walker. And one day he says...
that's different. It's medical reason.
Yeah, well, he said, take my cock out and hold it. And I was holding my grandfather's penis while he pissed in a cookie jar.
How old were you?
I was 17 years old.
Did he get hard?
No, he didn't.
Did he start growing?
No.
Did you ever rub it back and forth to try to give him a good time?
He called it his tool, and he would say, shake it off. I shook it a little bit and put it away, and I pretended it never happened.
Oh, man.
But I figured for all the...
There's got to be a way to get him to piss without holding him.
Little did he know he'd make a living touching guys' cocks eventually.
And then Richard went to see Metallica over the weekend, and he cried during one.
What up?
What?
I did, yeah.
What are you crying, man?
What's wrong with you?
You're one of those weirdos. Like, remember you said you hung a picture of Brad Pitt in your room growing up because he made it out of Kansas and you loved him so much, and now you watch...
Missouri, yeah.
Now you watch Interview with the Vampire and Brad Pitt with your male friend. And then he was crying over Metallica in one because it reminded him of another male friend that made him cry.
I know he's gay.
He's got to be.
No, it's the
you
music. Music means a lot to me, and
I know, but you got to be bi.
It reminds me.
Do you ever cry over girls?
No, not really.
See?
You are faggot! I have to agree with the Sheik on this one. You're gay and faggot! Once again, I agree.
How great are they live? Is that the first time you saw them live?
It's the first time in like 18 years I've seen them live. It was incredible.
I saw them about 9 years ago.
I saw you when you went with Angie Everhart and Ralph to Metallica.
Yeah.
I was 10 rows behind. It was before I worked here. I was so excited to see you.
Yeah.
I grabbed the usher. Said, hey, let Howard Stern know that Sal the stockbroker's here. I know the guy. I'm friends with him. So I see the usher walk down. You tap you on the shoulder. You turn your head. You blab something. He comes back up. He says, I know no Sal the stockbroker. Leave me alone. I was so deflated.
Is that true?
I swear on my children.
I don't remember that. I was having a good time.
I went
I was in full For some reason, I get the chills whenever I hear it. I get goosebumps.
Well,
You're not crying.
Another thing that makes me cry too is I used to watch Headbangers Ball, and I'd watch it with my dad sometimes. And he really liked this video because it's about a war veteran, and it kind of meant a lot to him. And I think he thought it was really cool that I was listening to music that sang about topics like that, like serious stuff. Just don't throw anything heavy at me, Artie.
No,
paper is fine.
I'm not going to.
Wow, you're really going.
Yeah, so I think of watching this video with my dad when I was a kid, and plus I think of, I really looked up to especially James Hetfield, and that's who I wanted to be when I grow up,
I play Man in the Mirror. Artie will start crying.
Yeah, you all have your songs, apparently.
Yeah, at least this is a manlier song.
Two girls ought to get together and listen to those songs.
Yeah, what are you doing throwing paper at him?
Well, that was about my dad. My dad being in a wheelchair. This guy's crying over guys he went to high school with.
Maybe you have a point.
Did you ever see that dude nude, the one you're crying about?
No, never.
Not even when you were fucking him?
It was dark.
No, you never messed around with him at all?
No, never did.
You guys never whipped out your dicks and had a sword fight?
No.
But you did love him.
Yeah, he's a great friend of mine. We had so many good times. That's why heavy metal is such a big part of my life.
Did you guys ever practice kissing?
No, on animals, but not each other.
All right, thank you, Richard.
Can I tell you about Cheech and Chong real quick, too?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was funny.
Everyone's smoking weed in Radio City Music Hall. I mean, that's so mind-blowing to me that, here we are in 2009, and people could smoke weed in Radio City Music. I mean, that was a sacred place.
Yeah.
That was like where parents took their kids for the Christmas show.
Well, and they were using the cannabis as a sacrament.
I took my parents to see the Christmas show this last year, and it is just funny. A month later, I'm back at Radio City Music Hall, but it's 50-year-old stoners, smoking tons of pot.
People don't get dressed up anymore, do they?
No, it was funny.
It was so important to my mom and dad. My mom would put on her...
people dressed for everything back then.
But I'd have to wear a tie and a jacket just to go to the movies, to Radio City Music Hall. And remember, my mom would put on her girdle. That meant we were really going to town.
Because she was in her girdle.
Well, she was in her girdle. We'd squeeze everything all together, make it smooth for her dress. That girdle was something else to watch her get in. She had those stockings they clipped to the girdle.
Right.
You watched her dress?
Oh, yeah. All the time. It was wild. Come out in her panties and big bush and get that girdle saddled on.
So the bush is coming out of the panties.
Oh, my God.
And then the girdle.
And she put on these dark stockings and her high heels and a dress. And I go, man, all that. My mom didn't work out or anything. So all that was just squeezed together. It would make you look like you had some sort of shape.
It's just funny imagining you watching her getting dressed.
Oh, yeah, all the
time. She wouldn't be behind closed doors or nothing.
No. I mean, she would never be naked in front of me. I only saw her naked once by accident. And that was dramatic.
Please get rid of that toothpick when you're done with it.
I will. I won't make it on.
But
I'm going to be a big star
it was so funny, though, because the ushers and everybody, people who work at Radio City are super dressed up, and they're walking these people in jean jackets that, these old stoners to their seats.
Well, rarely do you see a movie ever at Radio City Music Hall, but about 10 years ago, for some reason, The Sting had a short run there.
Oh, yeah?
I went to go see The Sting at Radio City. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I saw The Lion King there, the original animated film.
Yeah.
In Radio City, and it was just to go to see a movie in Radio City, because that's what it used to be.
All right, it's news time. Richard, thank you.
Oh, can I ask you a huge favor, Howard? I did a parody of a Robin song. Can we play that for the news today?
Sure. Fred, can you find that easily?
Is it any good?
Well, Howard didn't really... You said you didn't know the song that well.
One?
Yeah.
No, I said your words were not understandable and it wasn't that strong. I said a lot of people don't know that song.
Oh.
We know it because we love Metallica.
And you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying, there's a lot of folks who listen.
Because it has sentimental value to you.
And I say, I don't know why. That album I love.
Oh,
he didn't lose his boyfriend to it.
Right. Yeah. No, in fact, I sometimes cry when I hear one because I think about these two guys I knew. And they're these two big, thick cocks and balls. And I just sometimes think how I'm never going to see the cock and balls again.
You'll never have those cocks.
No, not again. I mean, I remember I take one in each hand and pump them off.
That's why you think
they were such great guys.
You'll never have those cocks in your hand again.
You don't see at least the weirdness and why we might have a suspicion of you being a fruit. You're putting up a picture of Brad Pitt. Think of that reality. And that
was years ago, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. No little boy puts a picture of Brad Pitt.
What boy puts a picture up of Brad Pitt?
It's not because I thought he's hot. I admire the guy. I was so, fascinated.
That's like me saying I admire, Giselle Bundchen. I mean, come on. She's just a pretty face.
Yeah, but Brad Pitt's really talented, and he made, something huge out of himself, and he came from a very small town, and to me, that was very inspiring.
All right, I got to move along.
But he is a handsome guy, too.
Yeah, you would do him in a minute. You would do something with him, I know it. You do some gay stuff with Brad
Probably
Pitt.
hand release.
Yeah, you give him a hand job.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're gay.
It'd make me super famous, right?
Absolutely. You'd be famous.
I could write a book or something.
You don't care what you're famous for.
Look at Jennifer Aniston. She's famous for giving him a hand job.
Yeah.
You could write a book about giving Brad Pitt a hand job?
He doesn't care what he's famous for. He just wants to be famous.
I just completed my book called I Gave Brad Pitt a Hand Job. All right, thank you.
Jesus.
He's gay. He went to see Metallica twice. I mean, this guy, he has to go every night to everything.
Well, you know what was so great
Did you cry both nights?
Mostly on Thursday. Oh. I had to turn my head away from my biker buddy because I didn't want him to think I was a weirdo. But they played almost totally different sets. I saw him in Nassau Coliseum and then in Newark, and it was a whole nother set last night.
Did you wear a diaper?
No, I didn't. Because some of the new songs, I like the new stuff, but not as much, and I could go to the bathroom then, yeah. But they played
What's the band that every song...
Coheed and Cambria.
Oh, I'm going to see them this Thursday and Saturday. I can't wait.
You going to wear a diaper?
I have to, yeah.
Because you don't want to miss one song.
Yeah. Well, that, and because now fans, they come up, if they see me at the concerts, they'll say, hey, you wearing your diaper? And if I'm not wearing it, they'll get really pissed off. I didn't wear it one night in L.A. when I saw him, and I went to the bathroom, and some guy started yelling at me, calling me a fag because I was going to the bathroom.
It's like Flavor Flav's clock. He wears his diaper.
His emblem is
And what's great is he drinks so much beer that he pisses his pants. Like, he pisses the diaper, but the diaper can't hold all his urine.
Yeah, the diaper gets saturated.
He stands there in it.
Yeah, diapers are for kids who don't drink 40 beers.
And you know why he wears... Yeah, or like an incontinent adult.
A little bit of leakage, yeah.
But you know why he wears it? If you remember the first time I went to Coheed and Cambria, everyone reported back to me that he just pissed his pants. Like, he didn't even wear a diaper. He just peed down his leg. And so I said, why did you wear an adult diaper? And that's how that started.
Yeah, I was on the road this weekend, and I woke up like the Sunday, yesterday morning, and I'm thinking, like, right now, Richard wouldn't brush his teeth.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I had a coyote in my mouth.
I know.
Like, how would you not brush your fucking teeth?
You realize the diaper is his sort of sophisticated take on his life because he just used to piss his pants. Like, the diaper has become like almost his civilized approach.
And I was going to try and keep it. The first time I pissed my pants, I wasn't going to tell my girlfriend or anything because I was embarrassed, but we got a ride from these people, and they had a brand new vehicle, and I wasn't going to sit in their vehicle with my piss pants, so I had to tell them. I was like, do you have a towel I can sit on or something? Because I have piss on my pants.
And what did they do? Did they have a towel?
They had an old sweater that they let me sit on,
You should just take your pants off.
I should have, yeah. But my underwear, I was a
should have just been nude back there in the back of their car.
I wouldn't want him in my car even if he didn't piss in his pants. Just how he normally is.
Well, they were really nice people. They didn't mind it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's Richard Christie, who's so proud. And let's get to news.
He's a fascinating young man.
I love Richard, and I think he's talented. I just don't see much of a future there. I don't know what's going to I don't know what's going to happen to the kid.
But you know what? I once had a friend who, loved her girlfriends like that. Like she'd always be so concerned when she lost a girlfriend. And then she became gay.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Excuse me, do you have a towel to sit on? If you haven't noticed, I'm disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have pee on my pants.
What?
Get out. You're an adult.
You pissed your pants by mistake? No, on purpose.
All right, it's time for Steve Langford from the Howard 100 Newsroom. Go ahead.
Steve Langford has a huge penis.
Hey, Steve, what's on your mind?
The only public official we know of who's doing something about the tragic death of Kenneth Keith Kallenbach. Congressman Joe Sestak of Pennsylvania telling Howard 100 News he's determined to get answers here. Sestak declaring he's disappointed in how long the U.S. Department of Justice is taking. But the congressman telling us the Kallenbach case is extremely important in light of the allegations here.
Wow, cool. What else?
Also today, the legendary Petey Green's longtime manager Dewey Hughes telling Howard 100 News the late, great D.C. talk show host was crazy about Howard Stern. Hughes emphasizing his favorite part about Howard is the opportunity he says Stern gave to a young newscaster named Robin Quivers.
Yeah, Petey was a good man. I was a fan. He appreciated me. Yeah, sorry that he's not around.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm going to cry. Play one.
Yeah, you're ready. You're ready to go.
By the way, Adjust Your Color, The Truth of Petey Green, featuring Howard's mind-blowing appearance on Petey's TV show 28 years ago, premiering tomorrow night on PBS. Check local listings.
All right, Petey Green.
And backstage at Interview with a Porn Star, Richard Christie, the host, showered and shaved and all dolled up in a nice-looking suit. The marathon taping session on Friday, getting off on an appropriately inappropriate note when a couple of the porn star's wireless microphones were left on, apparently by accident, as they went to the bathroom right before their interviews.
I hope they play that. I don't think you can. Anyway, what else?
And get a load of E Street Radio at the Super Bowl, the Springsteen channel, airing Bruce's halftime performance live. Bruce also doing Mad Dog's show Thursday. And Sirius XM offering a whopping 13 channels of Super Bowl coverage in 10 different languages.
Bruce is going to be on Mad Dog show?
He was on over the weekend.
No kidding.
Howard, they were down at the Super Bowl, and Bruce was sort of doing the rounds.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I was bummed.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't want to go.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't. That looks like a madhouse.
What did Mad Dog must have went crazy, guy? Did you hear that?
You know, I listened to a little bit of it on the web. He was just excited. He had him on for it was 9 minutes, but, he was excited beyond belief.
Yeah, because isn't he like a super fan?
Yeah, he's a super Bruce Springsteen
Yeah,
fan.
it's funny, when he came to Sirius, the first thing he did is all his bumpers in and out of a show are Bruce music.
So, did Mad Dog blow it in the sense that he's such a fan that he couldn't calm down, or did he calm down and get some good questions off?
I mean, he was a big fan. He asked him, what he was going to play, but Mad Dog's not going to ask him the kind of questions, what should he have asked him?
No, I mean, I'm just saying, how big his penis is it thick?
He didn't ask him that.
Richard wanted
He asked him, was he excited about playing a Super Bowl?
Right.
What was his set list?
Oh, bullshit. That's a guy I would love to hear Howard interview, because there's so much, do your type of interview with him, because there's so much mystery with him and broads, in the 70s, you never heard about him and famous broads. Supposedly he got a ton of pussy and went through all that time, but you never hear about
the radar.
it.
Oh, yeah, and drugs.
He was very thought out about his career, more calculating than people really understand. Richard, what would you ask Bruce Springsteen?
I would like to ask him if he's ever rubbed his cock up against Clarence when they was singing at the microphone.
Well, Mad Dog's coming here.
10th Avenue freeze out.
Mad Dog's coming in on Wednesday. I'll ask him.
Oh,
Mad Dog Chris Russo, yeah.
Hey, Howard?
Yeah?
Number 3.
Yeah.
I just, you guys were mentioning porn actors. I figured I'd give you a little taste of what happened the other day. I guess, and I didn't even find this out today when we were filming Porn Actors Studio on Friday. I guess they caught a guy jerking off in the audience.
Did they throw him out?
No.
I like that there's rules at the Porn Actors Studio.
Well, I guess Ronnie or somebody saw him rubbing his sweats, the guy, and they told him to cool it off.
He hosed that thing down.
And then they moved him to the front row so he couldn't jerk off, and I guess the guy was really pissed off that he had to move.
How disgusting. I would think on our Howard TV, that's a home run, and you just leave the guy to do his thing, and you film it.
I know.
Why would you stop him? You mean there's rules?
Was it that guy sitting next to me?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Not for J.D.
Yeah, because this guy, I think it was during Pinky or whatever, I just heard this guy moaning the whole time.
During who?
During Pinky, the big-ass porn star.
Pinky?
Who he's in love with. He loves her.
Ron, you had to step in, or what happened there?
We didn't step in.
No?
No, we never even said anything to the guy. We tried to get it on camera.
Yeah.
So, the guy, We just never said anything to him.
So did they get it on camera?
I don't know. I'm not sure if they did or they didn't. The guy tried to tuck himself all the way in the back.
Yeah.
And he had these sweatpants on, and he had a hood over his head and everything.
Yeah,
and he's sitting there, and I'm just happened to glance over to him, and you could see he was just like started to tingle it, like touching a little bit.
You had to sit next to me.
And then one girl would start saying something, and she would get up and start bouncing her boobs, and he'd start rubbing even more.
Oh, my God.
You think he blew a load?
Yeah, I don't know if he blew a load or not. He was, you know who he came with? Remember that guy we had on who was the 40-year-old virgin?
Yeah.
That black guy with the crazy eye?
Yeah.
When you talk about somebody moaning, he was sitting behind Sal. And
the black guy?
Yeah, he was getting so creeped out that he was sitting behind, and for Sal to get creeped out was pretty bad.
Really?
He was moaning, he was sitting there going, oh.
Every 2 seconds. And I think I saw
gotta watch this. When is that airing on Howard TV?
In March.
In March?
Cool. They're doing 4 episodes, maybe 5. We filmed a lot.
Get that to me immediately.
But the best part was when this girl Pinky came on. Was the last porn star to come on.
Yeah.
And this guy who was sitting back there rubbing it out. I guess he was like really in love with this chick.
Yeah.
So what we did was we took him and we moved him right to the front row.
Oh, that's why you moved him.
So he couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, next to me.
He was sitting next to JD.
JD, you didn't realize the guy was touching it?
It wasn't touching me.
He wasn't touching it then, no.
Thank God, but he was moaning just like his friend, and it was kind of
He was moaning
creeping me
while
out.
he was sitting next to you?
Yeah, he was like, God damn, look at this chick. God damn. A lot of goddams. It was great, man.
Oh, that's creepy.
Some guys just can't control it.
JD was so lucky, too, that I brought him up on stage for every girl. He grabbed their boobs, grabbed their asses.
Yeah, look at you, JD.
I didn't get to grab Pinky's ass, but oh well.
I'm sorry.
By the end of the day, he was almost like tired of it, because we filmed for a long time.
No, I was getting tired of being shit on.
The 4 episodes of Interview with a Porn Star will air in March on Howard TV. Okay, good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Steve, anything else? You got any more info?
Tonight at 7 Eastern on Howard 101.
Chào cả mọi người. Và hôm nay bên em lại về một chiếc Kia Cerato sản xuất 2019 bản 2.0 Premium. Chiếc xe phiên bản màu trắng và đã bị bốc sinh ở phần sườn bên phụ, bung túi khí. Đấy. Và bên em thì chuyên bán các dòng xe nỗi. Còn nếu mà em đang nhờ, đang hộ cho các salon nào mà uy tín thì em phải nói ngay từ đầu. Còn bên em thì trên các dòng xe nội. Đấy, con này thì không bị bơi nội nhưng mà bị bốc sinh. Vì vậy là
you.